Is black the purest illumination? Before dawn, there was the deep. Is black the purest illumination? In the beginning was the abyss. Before dawn, there was the deep. They taught us ebony meant absence, that shadow equaled dread, yet the cosmos wears obsidian. The womb cradles in midnight, the richest earth. What you name night is where creation sleeps. Could ebony be the supreme radiance? A glow that doesn't dazzle but awakens. Not a flame that consumes, but a source that generates. Pale beams disperse, obsidian concentrates. One exposes skin, the other reveals essence. Pigment holds history, pigment holds divinity. The richer the hue, the older the wisdom. Precious metal rises from darkness. Life itself rises from darkness. Let the soot dissolve, let the eruption shine. We were never lost in night. Night was always home. Could ebony be the supreme radiance, beyond what vision measures as luminous? If the divine is brilliant, the divine is everything. It's infinite ink. Before language, there was silent depth. They painted midnight. Branded cold as curse, but guess he soon say boots dry beneath umber. Diamonds are forged under pressure and darkness. What you feared is after is abundance. Consider the foundation of breath. The promise is eternity. Look at the eldest crown, silver against sable skin. Look at the universe, suns floating on ebony sea. Look at sacred stone draped in black. Look at ancient scrolls encoded in truth. All that endures is anchored in darkness. All that awakens returns to darkness. When eyes close, vision begins. When lights go out, spirit ignites. What if brilliance you chase is reflection, and the source you avoid is origin? Seed breaks open in hidden earth. No witness, no spotlight, yet it becomes forest. Child forms an unseen war. There's no audience, yet it becomes nation. A verse expands from unseen. Infinite power does not need to announce itself. They made you allergic to your own shadow. Made you worship glow that was borrowed. Closed eyelids reveal constellations. Silence reveals thunder. Stillness reveals movement. The loudest truth whispers from the void. You were told to seek enlightenment elsewhere. Decline toward distant illumination. But the mountain is black rock beneath snow. The space between stars is endless black. The ink that wrote you was black. Return is not backward. Return is over. Tonight we cease, flee in the void. We journey inward. Could ebony be the supreme radiance? Tonight we reason. Tonight we reason.
Did I get back in?
All right. Peace and blessings. Welcome to the Lion's Den. My name is JJ7000, the most feared debater on this planet. Sit your ass down, because I know you can't stand it. Welcome back, everybody. We are back in effect. We got a special treat for you today. We got Elder Daryl McDay. He gonna drop some science, some information a lot of people don't talk about. So a lot of y'all, go ahead and get your paper and your pen and let the scholars get it in. Take notes. See, I remember back when I first started out, man, JJ wrote all this information down. You see? I had because you never know if you got a StreamYard problem. You hear me? You can't show your screens. Now you're just up there. But anyway, before we get into it, shout out to my wife, my queen, my eternal, Jenny Hayes. Shout out to everybody out there watching. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and let Sister Karima introduce herself, and then we're going to let Elder Dell do what he do. Go ahead, Sister Karima.
Welcome to the Lion's Den. Grab your paper, pencil, pen. Listen to the scholars get it in. Precept upon precepts without any ad hominems coming from the moderator in the den. Now, what it do? Please hit the like if you like the information that's presented tonight. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. Thanks for.
Yeah, grab your paper, grab your pen. Yeah. So, like I say, man, this brother and this elder right here is pretty deep. Some of the information that it goes over a lot of these brothers and sisters' heads. So slow it down for some of those people in the back chat because he want to get that information out. He told me earlier, I debate you. I don't care. It's not me, but you know what I'm saying. He was talking to somebody else. He said I debate anybody. I just want to get my information out. But you know what? I'm like, bro, you ain't got to debate. Come on, do your thing. If somebody come up and challenge you, you said you got your sources, you beat them up. So shout out to Elder Daryl McDay. Go ahead, Aki.
Unmute your mic.
Oh, you got to unmute your mic. Go ahead, brother. Oh, he fell off. All right, ladies and gentlemen, like I say, hit that like, share, and subscribe. Shout out to Smash Idols. Jenny Hayes is in the building. This is Karima. Yeah, we got a few things going on. It was a great show yesterday. We trying to get this 4-on-4 debate tournament against Team Owaspy. I know y'all probably seen them characters running around the community. It's kind of a new age doctrine, 19th century type of, scientific racism type of nonsense. And they tell us to read the book. So we've been peeking in that book for the last 3 or 4 years, maybe 3 years. And there's no need to read the whole book when it's it's a bunch of just nonsense, 1,000 gods and from different cultures, and y'all want to say y'all book got it right? Then you run around here today. I seen you on there say La Shalom talking about, oh yeah, there's a what do you call it? Gay priest, what do you call it? Temple priest, boy prostitutes in the Hebrew in Revelations 24 and 17, something like that. And so, but what I'm saying is he's trying to say that there's gonna be temple prostitutes in the Bible. He's misinterpreting what he's reading. So then I go into his book, Jay the Snake. I go into his book, and his guy Jehovah, that he has appointed over 33 gods who reigned 3,000 years, and out of those 33 gods, 9 of those gods are practicing they call it child sacrifice, and they have temple boy prostitutes in the temples. Your God, Jehovah ordained that. No, they go to Elder. Yeah, we hear you, sir. I'm just trying to keep it going and flowing because I don't like dead air. But go ahead and say something once again so we can see.
Yeah, we can hear you. Hey, sister.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah, we hear you. Unless you.
Yeah, it keeps cutting me off. But I think those are forces that are trying to prevent our union from taking.
Turn your camera off. Maybe that might help. Turn your camera off. That might help. Yeah.
Okay. What about now? Is that better?
Sound loud and clear to me.
Yes.
Okay. First off, I appreciate the Lions Den. I appreciate JJ and Kareem for all that they do in terms of trying to have a platform where voices can be heard that may bring information that can be beneficial to the people. I appreciate the Lions Den for that. My name is Brother Daryl McDay. I go by Minister Yah. And the information that I want to have a discussion on, not just talk about, have a discussion, allow the audience to ask questions, because when we hear different information, it can create what's called cognitive dissonance. And cognitive dissonance is when two conflicting thoughts begin to hit your consciousness at the same time. It's like calling somebody a tall, short person. When you hear the word tall and hear the word short, those are conflicting terms, which in turn makes the mind go into dissonance. And the mind tries to avoid dissonance at all costs. So today's subject is blackness the highest form of light? And hearing that term black and light, you start thinking, well, those two can't go together, because according to the culture in which we came up in, blackness is defined as the absence of light. And what I'm saying is that we all have been lied to. And for me, I think this is the rallying cry for us to form unity when I begin to at least point out how they've lied to us about what blackness actually is. Now, as I said, once again, thanks to the Lions Den, blackness is the highest form of light. Now, with extraordinary claims, you must bring extraordinary evidence. And I'm going to try to keep it not so much in the realm of science. I'm going to have to go into some science, because it's been the scientists and the philosophers who actually created the perception as to how we now see black. We have what's called a cultural perception on black, not a natural perception. Let me say that again. We have a cultural perception. So what does that mean? Whatever society you come up in, you learn the language. And then from the language, you learn the definition of things. And they give you the understanding of concepts. So a natural perception would be if you just grew up undisturbed and started looking around in creation, and when you saw a tree, you didn't call it a tree. Or when you saw a goat, you don't call it a goat. But due to the culture that we come up in, we see the object, and then they define the object for us. Once again, a goat is a goat, a tree is a tree, and that's necessary to have what's called effective communication in a particular society. So if I start saying, would you go please bring the goat inside, and you come in and bring a pencil, I said, well, what are you doing? You said, you asked me to bring the goat. I said, that's a pencil. Once again, agreeing on terms is how we communicate. So sometimes we've never stopped for a moment to reflect on how we come to understand certain aspects of reality as we do. I can't remember who said it. I think it may have been some famous person said that the unreflected life is not worth living. So that means that you go back and reflect on everything that you've learned, and then determine if what you've learned was correct information. So now, what I'm saying is that black is the highest form of light, because I'm saying black is the highest form of light because it is a natural perception, but not a cultural perception. Now, so what is light? Light is radiant energy. Light comes in different colors. Most of the time when we say light, the first thing we think of is like if you're looking at a light bulb or something, a light bulb, and we'll say that's light, and we understand light from that perspective. But when you look at green light, you're looking at green radiant energy. You're looking at yellow light, you're looking at yellow radiant energy. So that's like when you're looking at a rainbow. The different colors in the rainbow are different frequencies of light. So the rainbow, if you remember the acronym ROY-GB of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, ROY-GB, green, blue, purple, and violet. No, B of violet and indigo and violet. But now that's not the correct sequence of light. The correct sequence of light should be ROY-GB pimping, baby. And once I start showing, I'm not gonna maybe show images today because we're in the discussion. It should be ROY-GB pimping, baby. That's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and at the top of color purple is the color black. I'm letting that, we sitting in that for a moment. We sitting in that for, you got to also ask, well, why is this necessary? Why is this necessary to connect black with light? We live in a value, I'm gonna get back to Roy G.B. Pimpin, but we live in a value-based culture. What does that mean? Anytime we see the value of something, that determines our attitude toward the thing. Let me say that again. We live in a value-based culture, and anytime we see the value of a thing, that determines our attitude toward the thing. And the most valuable commodity in this universe is light. Or one of the most valuable commodities in this universe is light. But then there's one color that they tell us is absent of that commodity. Can you guess what color that is? Think about what I just said. We live in a value-based culture, a value-based society. And anytime we see the value of something, that determines our attitude. And I just said the most valuable phenomenon in this universe is light. But there's one color that they decided is absent of that commodity. And that color is the color black. Now, some people that we're not black, we're going to get into black is not just a color. We're going to get into the brilliance of our ancestors on how they identified with black because they understood the long game. Now, once again, one color is absent of light. And I'm saying that black is the fountainhead of light. Now, I'm going to a little science right here when we talk about light. According to science, they tell us, what it is, we're going to sit in this, and then we're going to unpack some things, like saying, then if anybody have any questions about what I've said thus far, we can ask questions. Light. According to science, the primary colors of light is red, green, and blue. Sit in that for a second. According to science, according to the culture, and it is accepted, I don't know if it's universally accepted, but they teach it in school. The primary color is red, green, and blue. Think about that. So if the primary colors is red, green, and blue, that means everything should come from those primary colors. Now, I'm gonna ask you this. If white light, according to them, we're gonna get them as to what white light is. According to them, if white light is composed of red, green, and blue, how come they only say white light is the primary color? Think about what I'm saying. In the white light, you have red, green, and blue. So they tell us the primary color is red, green, and blue. So everything should then come out of red, green, and blue. But then they tell us red, green, and blue is contained in the white light. So why don't you say white light is the primary color? Because they know that if they start saying white light is the primary color, we may be able to uncover their secret. So what is their secret? See, even when they say white light is how would I say it? It is an illusion because when you see green light, you see green. When you see blue light, you see blue. When you see orange light, you see orange. When you see white light, you don't see white. You see an illuminated atmosphere. You see transparency. You don't see white. Like when you see snow, you see white. Or when you see white smoke, you see white. But what it is, they look at white light, and white light makes the atmosphere transparent. And what the transparent light is designed to do is allow you to see which color object has received which frequency of light.
Frequencies.
Think about what I just said. They tell us the primary color of light is red, green, and blue. I'm saying the primary color of light, going back to Roy G.B. Pimpin, baby, at the top of the spectrum of purple, there's a color that you can't see with the naked eye. You have to capture it on the background. It can vibrate at a frequency into like if you, well, what they say it, Roy G.B. of violet light. After violet light, you have what's called ultraviolet light. And if you look at the definition of ultraviolet light, it tells you that they saw color beyond the color violet. Ultraviolet means that which is beyond the color violet. So when they saw black, rather than say that they saw black in the light spectrum, they then started saying we had ultraviolet light and infrared light. Now, once again, they'll tell you that black is not even a color in science. Because what it is, they have always been trying to hide information. And this is the most important information that they've been trying to hide, because they know that if we ever tune into the blackness and start interfacing with the blackness, we can go in and interface like nobody else could, because in light is always information. Let me say that again. And that's when they had to make us afraid. So every time we saw the blackness, we were afraid of, and they made us think that it was darkness. Think about what I'm saying. They never wanted you to sit in that particular radiance, because once again, you could absorb data like nobody else could. Let me give an example. If I were to cut all the lights off in a room right now, we would say that we're in darkness. You're not in darkness, because if you cut a radio on, you would still be able to pick up radio signal. You cut a TV on, you still be able to pick up TV signal, because those frequencies are still there. So when we cut the lights off, we're not in darkness, we're just in black radiance. As the song that Karima made, is ebony the fountain, which it didn't say this, but ebony is the fountainhead. Blackness is the fountainhead of light. So it cannot be equated with darkness. Let me show what I mean. If it is the fountainhead, if black light or black radiance is the fountainhead, that means that you can go into black and absorb and pull out the color red, the color green, and color blue, which they say are the primary colors. Think about what I just said. In science, they tell us the primary colors red, green, and blue. I'm saying the fountainhead is black. And from the fountainhead, you can pull out red, green, and blue. But why wouldn't they tell us that? Why would they not let us know that information? Why wouldn't they tell us that? Because they know the number one thing that they've been trying to do is hold back inspirational information from black people. Sit in there for a moment. If you just, because anytime they talked about black, since America has been here, it's always been a demonization program in effect to make you see black from a negative perspective. The first thing they did, like I say, is they connected it with darkness. See, we got to, and here's the thing, let me show you this. It's difficult for you not to see black as darkness until somebody gives you a proper perception as to what darkness looks like. We don't have a proper perception as to what darkness looks, and none of us have never really seen darkness. Let me give you an example of what darkness will look like. Remember now, darkness is the absence of light. When you're looking at color, you're actually looking at it, you're looking at the light in an object. Some things are called what's called bioluminescence. Bioluminescence is meaning that an object that can produce light, I think let me say bioluminescence is when an object produces color, what that object actually is producing is light. And then when the, let me make sure I'm not going too far. Bioluminescence is when an object produces color. And then when the clear light, what they call the white light, interfaces with that, then that is a synchronicity or a resonance where you start seeing green is green, because green light resonates with the green pigment, and the two show up as green. Now, where was I going? This is a discussion. This is a discussion. So I don't have notes. I'm just kind of freestyling. Freestyling. Black radiance. Any questions so far? Okay, no questions.
Go ahead and cook. Yeah, go ahead and cook, Elder.
Okay.
You know,
so what the first thing I'm saying is we have to make sure that we establish that the primary color is black radiance. And we have to challenge their perception that they're saying the primary color is red, green, and blue. Because why? They have been trying to hold back inspirational information from us, because they understand that when a people are inspired, they become unstoppable. So our subject today, once again, is black the highest form of light? Now, I said Roy G.B. Pimpin. Let's understand what makes light light. It is the rate at which energy vibrates that determines the sensation of color that we see. So when you look at the color red, it's because energy is vibrating within a certain frequency is why we see the color red. If you vibrate even higher, you then start seeing the color orange. Going back to Roy G.B. Pimpin, you see the color orange, it is vibrating even higher. You see the color yellow, the frequency is vibrating even higher, all the way up to the color purple. And then after the color purple, the energy vibrates even faster. And that's when you begin to see the color black, or black radiance. Now, they know that this is light, but the reason we don't see it as light is because when we think of light, we think about how can I see with this light? So if I were to cut all the lights off in the room, you say, okay, nigga, let me see you find yourself if it's light. This level of light is not designed for you to be just walking in this level of light, where we don't have the gift that we used to have, where we could navigate effectively in the blackness. But so what they do is in technology, when they use the X-ray machine, they use this higher frequency light, and it goes beyond the surface, and they're able to see the X-rays on your teeth. And when they even want to go deeper, there's an element called cobalt. Cobalt radiates what's called gamma light. So when they want to treat cancer, they use gamma light, which is another form of light. But as Black people, we were blessed with what's called the entire electromagnetic spectrum within us. So whatever frequency of light we needed to call upon for any type of healing or any type of thing, we knew how to call upon it the same way they call upon it when they use technology. Their technology is nothing more than what we did organically. But what has happened now, because there is a sleep state across the planet on Black people collectively, and that will be a collective consciousness of us waking up. And when we wake up, then you will see what's called a shift in the poles, I believe. This is the part of my theory. A collective consciousness of us waking up will make the planet straight up to, I believe, a 90-degree angle. Now I'm going to give you some revelation that I received. According to the Bible, Adam, who was the first person, and they say Adam fell. When Adam fell, if he was the person who was in charge of keeping humanity, or keeping creation straight, he's in charge of the garden, according to the story. And I don't believe the garden he was in charge of fruits and vegetables and life as we understand it, but he was in charge of the planet. But now, once again, the Bible is written in stories, allegories, similes, and metaphors. So when Adam fell, the planet was at a 90-degree angle. And if you ever notice an antenna, when you put an antenna at 90 degrees, meaning straight up, all the frequencies coming by that antenna can actually be interfaced with. If you lean that antenna over a little bit, then there are certain frequencies that the antenna cannot receive. Let me say that again. If you move your antenna straight up, that's at 90 degrees. And when the antenna is straight up, it can receive all of the perpendicular frequencies that's going across. But if you lean that antenna over a little bit, now this is a revelation that I got, so it's going to tie into what we're talking about. If you lean an antenna over a little bit, then you lose certain frequency. They tell us the Earth is at an angle of 23 degrees and 30 minutes. It was 23 degrees and 40 minutes. Now, if you get a calculator and subtract 23.4 from 90, you're going to get 66.6. Let me say that again. If you subtract 23.4 from the 90 degree we're talking about, because the Earth is now at a 23 degree and 40 minute tilt. So when you subtract that 23.4 from the 90, you get 666. So when Adam fell, he fell some of his higher gifts that he used to be in tune to. And then he starts spinning on the axis of a lower nature, not low enough to become the beast, but he lost his God position. And so when truth comes, it's designed to bring us straight back up so that then we can receive all of the higher frequency. And when we can receive all of the higher frequency, we can then access the channels to become gods again.
Oh,
now, that's something that we have to really sit in for a moment. Because in those frequencies is some of the black light. And what light actually is a conveyor, a light, you can impose consciousness inside of light. The same way right now as we're talking on this device has electromagnetism, and what's happening is sound waves are being imposed on a magnetic wave, then it goes to a tower, then it comes down to your device, and then it's decoded on the other side. Once again, data is imposed on an electromagnetic wave, which is light. That's what light does. Light carries consciousness. Light carries information. Light carries data. And if you are the right antenna, then when that information comes to you, you can interface with the light and then receive the data. So if God is speaking, it's not that God is not speaking, or the source is not speaking, or the intelligence is not speaking. If we're not in a position of making ourselves in a position to be that antenna to interface with the higher frequency of light, what do I mean? Suppose they impose information on gamma light. But if we're not in a position to then interface with the light in a healthy way, because it's some radiation that you have to really be at a certain level before you can interface with. That's where even when they're doing X-ray machine, they'll put that shielded vest on you so that that X-ray energy does not damage you. But that was a way that we would tap into the X-ray frequency and get the information that the higher forms of light, that the higher consciousness resided in the higher phases of light, which is the black radiance, which is the black light. That is what we're doing, Dave. We're now trying to get our people on the same page, first of all, so we can establish that black is the highest form of light. It is radiance and it's not darkness. Now, once again, it's difficult to let go of seeing black as not being darkness until we have a proper perception as to what darkness is. And I said earlier, none of us have really seen a dark room, because if I cut off all the lights right now and you're in a dark place, just say in the womb of the female, we would say that we're in darkness. No, you're in light. Now, so what does darkness look like? Anybody want to tell me what darkness looks like? Okay, darkness is the absence of light. So,
that's right.
If darkness is the absence of light, and color and light are really synonymous, when you're looking at color in an object, you're looking at an object that has captured light. When you look at a blue object, you're looking at an object that is radiating with the blue light frequency. Green light frequency. When you're looking at a black object, you're looking at an object that has captured all of the light. But when you look at a white object, let's do this right here. JJ, if I had a black t-shirt on and you had a white t-shirt on, and we were standing in the sunlight, who do you think would be the hotter in that shirt? I got a black shirt on, you got a white t-shirt on, and the sun is shining on us. Whose shirt do you think would be the hottest?
Well, mentally they teach us that it's the black shirt. But,
okay. Yeah, do you know what?
But I the mind thing, it could just be, you could just be high with any color on. You know, I don't know. I never really thought about it. Okay. You know, because I never say, oh, well, yeah, I'm gonna see if I'm hotter in this white shirt today. No, it's just embedded in our mind as a condition for us to think, white is, cooler.
Yeah. I'm gonna show you why. Because once again, let's and when we hear information, sometimes that allows us to stop and just think, it gets us on one accord. Yeah. Then we can unite behind. Oh, I see what you're saying now. So if a person has a black shirt on and the other person has a white shirt on, they say the black shirt is hotter. Why? They say the black shirt, according to how we say, the black shirt is holding heat. What the black shirt is actually doing is the black shirt is absorbing the light. And as the light has heat, the black shirt also has heat. So the black shirt is absorbing the light. The white shirt is doing what? It is deflecting, not reflecting. So, and this is where they lie at. And if you don't know how to debunk the lie, they'll tell you the white shirt is reflecting light. The white shirt is deflecting. What is deflect? Deflect and reflect look like the same thing. If I look at myself in the mirror, a reflection comes back. If I shoot a bullet at a concrete wall, it deflects and comes back. So that's one of the things that they do. if you don't know how to decode some of the lies that they tell, they will tell that the white shirt is reflecting all of the light. That's not the truth. The white shirt is deflecting. That's the reason it is cool. The black shirt is absorbing all of the light. So now, if you go to the black shirt and say, okay, if the black shirt absorbs the light, I should be able to get green light out of the black shirt because it absorbed it. I should be able to get red light out of the black shirt because it absorbed it. I should be able to get purple light out of the black shirt. So if darkness is the absence of light, and I can go to the black object and get this light out of it, it cannot be a dark color. Let that sit with you for a moment. Once again, if you can go to the black object and get light out of it, and if it is the fountainhead, then it cannot be synonymous with darkness. But now let's look at a white object. I'm gonna show you how they, if you don't know the science, you won't know how they made white light and a white object look the same. So let's go to the white t-shirt, which has all the color bleached out of it. So that's how you actually get white, is when you bleach all of the light. And when you bleach all of the light, you bleach all of the color. When you bleach all of the color, you make it a dark color. Think about what I'm saying. A white t-shirt is a dark colored shirt. That's an epiphany right there. Your mind has to totally let go of how you've been culturally trained. When you see a white object, you don't see a white object as a dark object. So when I say you've never seen a dark room, because if you were in a dark room, the walls would have to be white, the floors would have to be white, then the atmosphere itself couldn't be transparent. It had to be like a white. Here's the thing, even trying to describe it is indescribable because we've never seen it. But we can see objects that are dark, but we don't know what a dark environment would look like. Because once again, the walls would have to be white, the floor would have to be white, and the atmosphere itself would have to be white. A suffocating atmosphere. Well, there is no vibration, because that's what a dark object is. It is the absence of vibration, or it is an anti-vibrating object. Let's sit in that for a second. Let's just sit in that for a second. What I'm saying is, when you now here comes the part where it's going to really create the paradigm shift. When you look at me, you're looking at a light-skinned person, because I just showed you in me and any black person, and black comes in different varieties. I mean, you can, when I'm saying black, really, when you look at the color red, orange, yellow, green, blue, all of those are black colors. So when black shows its when black slows the frequency down, it can become all the color of the rainbow. But now, what I'm saying is that when you look at a black person, you're looking at a light-skinned person. This is where you have to have a paradigm shift in how you understand. And this is why we have to come together in a form of unity to establish this truth. Because they made us, when we see ourselves, they made us, when we see blackness, we're to think darkness. And when you see white, you're to think light. We have to have a 180-degree turn on how we understand this. So when you see black, you should start thinking, I'm looking at light. And when you see white, you're looking at what? Darkness. Because what? Darkness is the absence of light. You cannot go to a white object and pull out any color. So really what that makes is white people, dark-skinned people.
Bring it out. That's a fact. Hold on, Belvin. Say that one more time. Say that one more time. You can't go into no light and get no color. Say it again.
You cannot go into a white object and pull out color. You cannot do it. That's when white people take tattoos so well, because they're like a blank slate. You can put red on them, green on them. That's when they take makeup so well. It's like because once again, they can absorb, because they have a chameleon component to them. And a chameleon can change this color, but they can't just do it naturally. They can put on makeup and do it. And so that's when they can actually, that's when they're so good at what's called deception, because they can act like there's something that they're really not. And if you don't know that, now I'm gonna show you this. When I'm saying white, I'm not just talking about the color white. Anything, because let me say this. If you shine green light on a white board, that white board will look green. If you shine blue light on a white board, a white poster board, if you shine that blue light, that white poster board will look blue. If you shine orange light on a white poster board, it will look orange. If you shine, which is blackness, white poster board, that poster board will look black. So what I'm saying is, you can't just look at the surface of a thing and determine if it's white or not. Somebody can be black in appearance, but underneath that blackness, they really are dark, meaning white. And now, I'm going to show you that there's a difference in Caucasian people and white people. It's very few white people on the planet. But what happened was, white Caucasian people got co-opted by white people. And black people got co-opted by them too, because once again, the chameleon component in whiteness can have a black person show, it looks black on the surface, but it's not black. What the Bible says, it's like sheep's and wolf clothing. If you can't see beyond the surface, and that's when at one time we had the entire spectrum of vision where we could see beyond the surface. The same way I say X-ray light allows you to see beyond the surface. When somebody came to you and they were really deceptive, if you had the whole spectrum of light, you knew exactly which level of light to see beyond the veneer of the person, to understand that this is a wolf in sheep's clothing. We've lost that particular level of gifts at this time. Blackness is the highest form of light, and we would tap into those levels of light to use them as we needed them, whether it was to know what we needed in terms of medicine if we got sick, if we needed to see the core of a thing, the same way they use ultrasound. We had that level of gifts within us until the fall. And once the fall came, then those levels of gift began to go in a dormant state until what's called the end of a cycle. Okay, now I'm saying a lot, and sometimes you have to process what's being said, and sometimes I'm really at my best when somebody's asking me questions about what I said, you know, because sometimes I may be here, but hopefully I stay within certain borders where
you rock and roll there, Elder. Go ahead.
Yeah, hopefully I'm staying within certain borders.
I was about to ask you, you know, how did we lose it? But you already said it at the fall. So go ahead.
Yeah, that's how we lost. But at the same time, we also declared that that would be what's called the resurrection. And so it's certain books that's talking about we would then be resurrected. And once we are resurrected, those gifts, everything that they're doing with technology is what we used to do naturally. And as I was talking to the brother earlier, well, I'm gonna stay right here with the subject topic. Blackness is the highest form of light. Here's the thing: black is not just a color; it is a quality. So when you're saying somebody is black, you're not just talking about a color; you're talking about a quality. And color is one of the qualities, because once again, what makes black is its energy vibrating at the higher frequencies. That has to sit with us, because we don't know it and they don't teach that. Everything I'm saying right, you cannot Google it. It has to be revealed. And once it's revealed, then you can check it out against nature. Because if you, let me give an example. When white people, for example, as they're called, when they die, they go back into the spirit world, they have to go back through blackness first and then go into the spirit world. As Kareem's song said, that has this radiant energy is the doorway back into that spirit world. So what it was, we came out of that spirit world, the energy world, and slowed the vibration down to then be black people. Then we had coils on our head, which were antennas. And we interface with all the frequencies of light. We interface with the gamma light, the X-ray light. I mean, once again, these are frequencies that if we needed them, we understood how to use these higher frequencies of light. Man, let me show you. And they use it in technology when they use the X-ray machine, the MRI machine. They're using black radiant energy when they're treating cancer. They treat cancer with gamma radiation. When they send food, when they radiate food. I mean, let me show you how we did it. Let me stay right. When they radiate food like spices, peppers, the pepper in your cabinet, they'll put it under a certain type of frequency of black energy. and it's designed to kill any type of viruses, not viruses, any type of bacteria in the spice. So any type of bacteria or things that's harmful to you in your spices.
Right.
So that's the reason your black pepper does not start sprouting, because they radiate it. Now, I said what they're doing, I said what they're doing with technology, we used to do it organically. Now, when we prayed over our food, and put our hands in like a triangle, because a triangle carries unique frequencies. That's the reason. That's what's called a delta. That's what's called a delta configuration. And when you can triangulate energy, it can be in a what's called a I don't want to get too much, a delta configuration or Y configuration. So when you look through our creation, you start seeing this Y symbol in the trees. You start seeing this Y symbol in the lightning strikes. And that's when I wear the 3 Ys on my hat. Because when you bring 3 Ys together, you create what's called a hexagon, which is a cell. That's how creation started. It started that first black cell. Oh man, let me not go too. Now, because some stuff you have to actually have information where people can follow.
Because spit out the bones for the audience, man. Y'all better pay attention. Go ahead, bring it out, Elder.
Yeah, I was talking to a brother one day, and I was talking almost about 20 minutes, and I was saying carbon. I said carbon this and carbon that. He said, "Man, what is carbon?" I'm thinking, man, if I've been talking all this time, I know you weren't following anything else, because, and he worked with electricity, and by working with electricity, I thought he would know what carbon is, And so when he said that, I realized sometimes I have to stop and just say, okay, let's absorb what's been said. And like I say, and if there's any questions, I would like the questions to come so I can clear up what I may have said too.
I got a question, Elder. I'm following you most of the way. Some of the stuff I have to process and connect, kind of connect my dots, But you and Laurel, what's the difference of the light that he's talking about? So when he's saying the electromagnetism light is in everything, is this included in your theory? Like, so are y'all kind of saying the same thing? That's or what is the difference? Go ahead.
Well, what Laurel and Naga is saying, they're saying God is light, light is electromagnetism. I was saying that some time ago, but I was saying God also is black, because once we understand that the light is black, and that's when they disagree, because they see light. I said, so what do you see light as? They see light as white. They don't think light can be black. When they think of light, they'll see it's like the sun. They'll see the sun shining this white looking color, and they'll say that that's light. So when I start saying, okay, black is the fountainhead, black is the form of light, they don't agree with that. It's almost like saying, how dare you say God is black? How dare you say that God is just black energy? That's the disagreement. I'm saying God is light and God is black. And they're saying, so I asked it, so y'all saying God is white? Yeah, God is white. I forget which one I asked that. Man. Because they see the white.
Well, I never looked at it like that, because and electromagnetism is,
if you look at your refrigerator magnet, and you look at what color it is, electromagnetism is a black energy. And if you ask yourself, if that is a creator, why would this creator have such an inclination toward so much blackness in the universe? I'm finna tell you why. If you take a match, for example, a candle, if you light a candle, you'll notice that candle has a flame on it, but it's creating what's called a carbon path. If you strike a match, that fire is creating a carbon path. Why? Because when you create a carbon path, energy can travel to infinity instantly. Let me say that again. Right. If you create a carbon path, energy can travel to infinity instant. So when the creator said, let there be light, that then gave the creator a portal where it could be omnipresent. There was nothing here before the blackness. Woo! That's what makes it so when the creator the Alpha and the Omega, that's what it's about. You're not gonna, and that's what I was telling the brother earlier, you're not gonna get anything before the blackness exists. And so when the scientists come along and say the Big Bang Theory, that's them trying to avoid that the blackness was the first. And that's when I had to then show what it's not darkness. Because if it was darkness, it would have been whiteness in the universe. but it was this black radiant energy, what the science may call dark matter or dark energy. And they want it dark because they don't want it connected with a creator.
Right.
And what we are, we're crystallized entities out of the light. But we don't remember that.
Ask you this. Elder, let me ask you this. So you mean to tell me Naga is running around here talking about God is light and light is electromagnetism, but then when you tell them about the dark light, they get offended.
Yeah,
they want the electromagnetism light to be white.
Yes, oh, yes. That's the content. Here's start.
Explain yourself. I never looked at it like that.
Yeah, Loretta started saying,
man.
But honestly, this is where Loretta they're coming from. In science, they have something called additive and subtractive coloring. And they say when you're dealing with light, you're dealing with what's called the subtractive coloring. And when you let me see. With light, let me see. Yeah, when you're dealing with photons or light, you're dealing with the additive coloring. And I may be getting it mixed up because when you're dealing with light, let me see, light is additive. No, subtractive. Yeah, when you're dealing with pigment, they use the subtractive coloring, and we're dealing with light, they use the additive coloring. I'm going to tell you why they do it though. I'm going to see once again, once you start understanding how they lie and why they lie, because they don't want certain secret revealed, they're saying, like they say, when you take red light, green light, and blue light, and you shine it on an object, it gives a white appearance of light. They say when you add those colors together, red. Now think about what I'm going to say. They'll tell you white light is composed of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. But then they take three of the colors and say that this is what makes up the white light. Well, why won't you take them all? Think about what I'm saying. They'll take three colors, red, green, and blue, and say when you get red, green, and blue together, you can make white light. You add those together and you make white light. And I've done it before. And what it is, it gives a white appearance until you put an object in it. Let me say that again.
I got somebody in the audience. Okay, yeah, there's a question in the audience. Go ahead. Say it again, Elder.
I said, when you take red, green, and blue light and shine it on an object, it appears to be white. So, but then you got to ask yourself the question, if white light is composed of 6 lights, then why do you just take 3 of them and say they're the primary colors? Because they had confirmation bias. They found 3 colors that looked like it was white. And they used those 3 colors and then said, this is the primary color of light. Now, when it comes to subtractive color, that's what they do. They'll tell you in subtractive color, they say, if you look at the color green, they're saying the green object, man, they'll say a green object has subtracted out all of the color, and the color that's not there is the color that you see. You got to sit in there for a moment. They're saying a green object is an object that don't have the green light in it. That's when it's green. I'm gonna tell you why they did it though. Let me say that again. A red apple, for example, they say a red apple is red because all of the colors are there except for the color red. A blue object in creation, they'll say all of the colors there, and what's reflected back to the eye is the color that's not there. And the reason they said that because they had to then justify that the black object didn't receive anything. And then they want to say that the white object is reflecting all of the light. This is where we should get a Nobel Prize in terms of science. Bring me a white object and extract color out of it, extract light out of it. A white object, not white light, not white appearing light. Because here's the thing: white appearing light is really black radiance in what's called a arc form. They used to have something called a carbon lamp. This is what white people did. They used to have something called a carbon lamp, a black carbon lamp. And when energy moved across the carbon lamp, it created this white arc, which in turn made the atmosphere transparent. And because nobody knew how to challenge the science, what white people did, or white science and white philosophers did, they looked at the white light and looked at a white object and said, these two are the same. Think about what I said. And if you don't know how to debunk that, that's how they keep white supremacy in alive. Let me say that again. A white object and white light, they say, are the same. Because every time you hear them say, they'll say white light contains all the color, white light, and they keep saying that. White light, yeah, white light, but white light is black radiance glowing. Let me say that again. White light is really us in a illuminated state. They came and stole our shine. That's the way we would say. That would be the street way. They came and stole our shine. It's identity. That's the biggest identity theft that there's been. They took white light and compared white light with a white object and said the two are the same. And if you don't know how to scientifically debunk that, that's how they've been traveling. And then they get everybody else to repeat it. And so now you have what's called a collective consciousness on the lie. And so
all right, hold on for a minute, Elder, because you break it down. Elder, you got to hold up for a minute because you got Cosman Kidd saying who is that speaking. This is Elder Daryl McDay. You know what I'm saying? Then we got Drake. Drake, though, he said this is the best information he has heard all year. Let's see what we got to say. You know what I'm saying? She said, wake him up. Babylon Dunn said Dr. York coined the term black light. You know, I don't know if you heard lightning in the book or something like that. But, you know, give credit where credit is due. Babylon Dunn. And Drake Theo says album means white. I'm just reading some of the comments. Smash the Idol said, if light breaks into an unorganized space, how is darkness so peculiar from light? You plan on natural color and systematic skin theory. I don't know. That's on y'all. This is above my pay grade on this topic because this ain't something I never really studied. So he might know what you're talking about. We got Scorched Iron in the building. He said high level gibberish. Some people is agreeing with you, some people ain't. So you know, when you hear something new, you're gonna always have people. Say what they're gonna say. Yeah, that's how it's gonna go. So, but you don't get mad with them. You either say, well, come up here and let's talk about it. But if they get too goddamn disrespectful, they get up here and get beat up because you can't beat me. That's how it going today, man. So you don't get offended by what people say.
All the ones that saying it, gibberish. Tell them to debate me on it. Because once again, I'm even better when somebody's challenging me. Anybody that's listening to anything that I'm saying, anybody that's listening to it, all you gotta do is say, I want to challenge you on what you think.
Now Marquise is in the building. What he say? Marquise is out here lurking around, peeking around, But then he said, Victor Emerson World is in the building. Marquise says, straight pseudoscience trying to debunk Darwin. I don't know if he's talking to you so bad.
Let me get in the ring.
You're doing the same. He called it a Darwinite. Say it ain't so.
Once again,
you ain't up with Darwin around, is you? Go ahead. You got the flow, man.
Anybody that wants to challenge me on anything that I said, I'm standing on. Now I'm gonna go back to on how they made a white object and white light synonymous. And if you don't know how to debunk that, you'll never understand how white supremacy rise as it rises. Because they always tell you white light contains all of the color, then they make you believe that the white object also has all of the color. A white object is devoid of light. That's what makes it a dark color. But once again, they stole our identity. And as they stole our identity, they now ride from the benefit of that perception that when you see white, you think light. When you see white, you really think God. And here's what white privilege is. White privilege is having the language of the culture bestow virtue and value upon your cultural, racial identity before you're born. Let me say that again. White privilege is just being born under the banner of white, and therefore you're born with a perception of value. When you're born under the banner of black, you've been demonized so much. We have to start off trying to fight off the demonization of the black cat, the black magic, black ball, black wall, all of that stuff. We are born on the other side. So that's when it becomes important for us to put black in the category of light. And I dare anybody to discredit that black ain't the highest form of light. Now you may call it gibberish because you don't know. Once again, let's understand what makes black black. So, and I said, first of all, black is not just a color. When they tell you that a bank is operating in the black, or business is operating in the black, or you're a black belt in karate, that's not about a color, it's about a quality. Let me say that again. So when we were calling ourselves black, it wasn't just about a color, it was a quality. When they tell you a business, once again, is operating in the black, it's not about the color of the business. It's certain places that business has got at the highest level. And they tell you been operating in the black or in the red. And as I said, Roy G.B. Pippin, baby. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and black is at the top. Let me see if I can pull up my image of my Roy G.B. Man, I'm not
Yeah,
good
go
at this
ahead,
technology.
Hey,
But
yeah.
no,
Yeah.
I know I can't. I'm not because
Hey, hold on. Real quick, Elder. Hey, tell us again what you said. You dare anybody to come up here. Say it one more time so they can get the message.
yeah.
One more time.
Anybody hearing this? Anybody
Anybody.
hear? If anybody,
Terrell,
anybody that will hear it later,
Return.
just say we're looking for that boy Darren McDay, and we
Prove
want to
it.
challenge him. I'm
He
talking
said he
about you can
lied
take it
right
to
now on the
Harvard, you can
live
take it to
stream.
Yale, you can take it to MIT. I'm not just at this level. I'm talking about we're going for the scholars who got the lie set in place.
Yeah, the top.
If you hear it now, if you hear it
Let me
later.
say something real quick. Yeah, hey, Elder ain't playing around. Like I say, man. Hey, if y'all want any of the smoke, he said he ain't hard to find. He right here in the Lions Den and on JJ7K TV. Got the link. If you popping off at the mouth, you better come with your sources. That's what he said, Laurel. Now this message is for you. All right, go ahead.
That's what I'm saying.
Tell him
If
again.
you look at just say JJ, we're looking for that boy there. We're looking for that nigger there. And I'm gonna show you. Let's go back to the skin color aspect.
Playing with y'all.
Now let's go back to
debate league going on over here. Lions.
Here goes back to us being light-skinned people because we carry color, and when you look at color, you're looking at light in the object. Bioluminescence. So anytime you're looking at color in an object, you're looking at an object that carries color. So now, once again, they came up with what's called additive coloring and subtractive coloring. And the reason they did that because, once again, they did not want to make black light and black pigment the same phenomenon. And they actually are. When Albert Einstein said E equals MC squared, energy, and that's why I keep trying to get Laurel on it. Energy and matter is the same thing, but in different phases of existence. And what does that mean? The same way a gas can be a liquid and it can be a solid. And that's what different phases of existence. So when you're looking at the black energy in the universe and black pigment, it's the same thing. It slows the vibration down to become a solid. So we're direct descendants out of the light, not out of the darkness. It's crucial to understand that. Let me say that again. Black people are direct descendants out of the light. Out of the light, not out of the darkness. Understand that. It's crucial to understand. And that's the truth. And that's the truth that we have to establish because somebody else came along and called this darkness. Once again, I say we have a cultural perception and not a natural perception. And that cultural perception was to last for a season. Then at the end of that season, we wrote in coded language that Christ or truth would return. That's what the essence of Christ is. Ain't it about somebody coming in? It's about a truth coming. And any one of us can be avenues by which that truth can come through us. And here's the thing. And this, I'm go back to, I've talked about the 3 whys and becoming a sale. See, if this truth starts resonating and somebody else understands it, the way a cell divides itself to become a tissue, that first cell has to become connected with another cell. Then that next cell becomes connected with another. Before you know it, makes a tissue. Then it makes an organ. Then it makes a body. So that's the way lies get started, and the same way truth gets started. Now, here's something called what's called the progeny of an idea or the progeny of a concept. So what does that mean? Let's say if I'm saying what I'm saying now, and all of a sudden somebody else picks it up and sees something even deeper, it then start having little babies, little offspring.
Let me show you what I mean. Ready for you.
Let me show you what I mean. What's the guy's name?
High level information right here. They're running now.
Just say Isaac Newton, for example. An apple fell from a tree. Apples have been falling from the tree a long time. But when it fell from the tree, according to history, Isaac Newton said the apple was attracted to the earth. So he changed how he looked at that particular thing. Now, by him saying the object was attracted to the earth, he had to ask, is there a force that attracted it? Then he discovered gravity. And here's the thing. Once he discovered gravity, started understanding the phenomena that gravity was composed of, the factors that gravity composed of, now you have airplanes and rockets in the sky today. Because why? An apple fell from a tree. That's what's called the progeny or the offspring of an idea. Let me see it again. Isaac Newton saw an apple fall, He said the apple's attracted, and you have airplanes and rockets and all this technology today because one man understood it differently. And spring from that is what I just talked about, some of the technology we see today. And so just like an idea that I'm talking about, if we have a change in our consciousness, how we see this black radiance, what's going to spring from that? The earth itself, as I talked about earlier, that 23-degree and 30-minute tilt is going to raise back up.
Yeah.
And become a 90-degree. And once we at 90 degrees, we're going to walk as gods again.
We say our frequencies be connected, right? You know what I'm saying? So when you say when they get to 90 degrees, now we'll be able to do some of the things that are gifts that we had. Is that what you're telling me?
Okay, you there?
Day? Yeah. Could you hear my question? I said once we get everything aligned back up, what will that do for us as human beings, as African Americans?
I'm trying to get my volume back up.
Right.
I had a phone call come in.
Yeah, we hear you.
And it muted.
Okay, go out and come back in, because that's what happened when you're on the phone and somebody call you, then the volume gets low. I'll keep the audience cooking, but you can go out and come back in. Can you hear me?
Go out and come back in, okay?
Yeah, because somebody calls you. Yeah, there you go. Ah, man, we got
okay.
The Magneto in the building. The what you call yourself? The Electron Messiah. I hope I didn't mess it up. One of the generals. Hey, he say like Candyman.
Hey,
you ain't gotta call him.
Don't speak about it, nigga. I'm gonna pop up, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all already know I'm gonna pop up.
Yeah. But hey, have you been listening to some of the information? But he's trying to get you to understand his God, his light God is black. See, you ain't tell me about this electromagnetism white God you got going on there. Yeah, you ain't no better than the Christians in Jesus Christ. You better get in here and explain this. I'm gonna mute my mic for this. Go ahead.
Oh man, so where we gonna start at, man? Where do y'all want to start? Y'all want to start in the beginning?
He made a claim, brother.
Huh?
Your God is white. Start right there.
All right, so let's start off like right here, right? And I'm gonna just ask the panel. I'm gonna ask everybody in the audience. Where does the concept of God actually come from? The concept of God comes from the observation of the natural phenomenon, looking at the forces of nature, being inspired and being in fear of the forces of nature, floods, rivers, fire, the sun, the moon, darkness, light. Those things is what contribute to what we call God. The other thing is, our family structure. We humans have family structures, and in that family structure, you have a hierarchy of authority, starting with the father, mother, down to the offspring, right? So all those things together is infused to come up with the concept that we call God. But once you separate the human part, the human aspect, then you're dealing with the actual real attributes of God. And this is how we determine what is actually divine and what is of God and what is God. Based on God's attributes: omnipresent, omnipotent, omniconscious, omniscient, those things, right? Because those things transcend what being human is, right? So when we get to talking about those omni attributes, you're talking about energy. You're talking about pure energy. You're not talking about just being a human in flesh, bone, and with emotions and all of this other stuff. You're talking about being pure energy that transcends being human. It's not a human. It's not a person, right? The energy don't need a seat. Energy don't need to take a rest. You understand what I'm saying? Energy don't have gender.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So when you have scribes and theologians and people of that nature dictating to you what God is, they turned God into a man and then wrote God into a book. So now whoever controls the book controls God. All of a sudden, you need a mediator between you and God. And that's where the control, the psychological control comes from. Because everybody, especially when it comes to the indigenous world, right? Come to, I don't want to call people primitive, but when you go back to ancient man, everything starts going back into a natural state of things versus this modern rendition of God. Like it's a dying God. It's a with all these different human attributes of emotions, hate, jealousy, anger. Those are human emotions. That ain't got nothing to do with God, which is all powerful, right? When you talk about truth, when you talk about love, those are human qualities. Those are human things, right? Because when you're God, when you're all powerful, when you're above all things, when you're the most high, there is no such thing as a lie because you exist in all possibilities. There is no such thing as lows because you exist in all places at all times, right? And every place that God goes is holy. You understand what I'm saying? So again, when you talk, when y'all describe God, when you talk about God, you're actually describing something that we call in modern times the electromagnetic force, the thing that holds all things together.
Yeah, so family, stop right there though. Now
All right.
we with you with that. But Daryl McDay has just brought some new revelation.
Oh yeah?
To the Lions Den. Yeah. Now he said his God is black. You see? But he said y'all have a problem with his black God because y'all said that electromagnetism, the light is white. So when you say electromagnetism is your God, this what don't get mad at the messenger. He said y'all don't agree with him that how he said that black is light. Yeah, black is light. Now, what do you got to say about that? He said your God is white because you think that the radiation and all that. I'm paraphrasing. This is a new revelation here. You have to deal with that. Now, hey, sir, I don't know what's going on, but that's kind of so. You got to explain yourself here in a second. But hold on, let me let the new guy on the panel just say hi real quick, and then to acknowledge him. Then you can get back to that question. Go ahead. Who just jumped on the panel? Who is that?
Peace. Thanks for having me up. This is African American, and I'll pass the mic right back to the brother.
So here's the thing, right? When he talks about black is light, right? He for some reason is negating the fact that light is comprised of photons. It's moving at 186,000 miles per second, right? It's not considered matter in the traditional sense with atoms and molecules. It's not that, right? It's a moving electromagnetic field is what it is. When you talking about black, you're talking about pigmentation. You're talking about molecules, atoms, right? The difference between molecules and atoms versus photons is fundamentally different. They're not the same things. He's going to try to tell you that these are the same things in different states when they're not. Black is the attribute. It's the absence of visible light. It's not the absence of all light. It's the absence of visible light. That's what darkness is.
Yeah, hold on. He fell off. Hold on. He fell off. No. Hold on, Manu. I want to see if we can hear him because he fell off. Go ahead. Probably turn your camera off. It's doing better for you. And just give us a testing 1, 2, Elder Daryl. Can you hear us? Let's go ahead and speak. Okay, he had me. Okay, hold up a minute. Yeah, turn your camera off. It looked like you froze up here, so you might have to go out and then jump right back in and keep your camera off and just undo. Okay, there you go. Okay, say something. Okay, he's shut. All right, go ahead, Anu. When you get back, just let him.
Again, like I said, when you hear him talk, he's gonna speak, and when he talks about black, he's gonna negate the fact that black is made up of molecules and atoms and not photons. He's
always about protons or something. Anu. He said one of the two of them things that you said. I don't know if he said photons or protons, but he was saying.
Yeah, he's always saying photons. Because black absorbs photons. He's always saying because black absorbs photons, that means that black is light because it's inside of, because the light is inside of the blackness, because it has absorbed it. And what he doesn't understand, but he talks about it, is when black absorbs light, it is transformed into radiant heat. That's called black body radiation, right? That's called black body radiation. Anytime something absorbs radiation, it emits heat. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you wear a black shirt, you're hotter in the black shirt than you are in the white shirt, because the black shirt absorbs light, and because it absorbs light, it emits heat.
What did the white shirt do? Do it reflect or reflect or deflect?
It reflects the heat. It
Okay.
reflects the light.
Whoa. They're going to disconnect, because he said, now listen, I want to hear that, because you said it deflects.
No,
what did he say, Kareem?
He's saying it deflects the light instead of reflect.
I think so. So I'm actually
again, that's gonna have to that's some wild claims, right? So when something reflects,
maybe I got it wrong, but have you ever heard him say something like that?
Yeah, I've heard him say that.
Okay,
it's
then
not
I got it right. This is what he
it's a
said.
deflection. And I'm telling you that when you have something like white in front of you and light hit it, sometimes you have to close your eyes. Sometimes you have to shield your eyes from it, because the light's bouncing back. And he want to call that deflection, right? Well, deflection don't necessarily mean it's going to bounce right back to you, right? When we talk about reflection, we're talking about it's bouncing back to you. It's reflexing. Deflexing is going away or going somewhere other than back to the source. So I don't know. Like he got some category issues going on. He got some.
Hold on, let me say something. Hey, hold on. Let me say it to the audience real quick. See, this is a former Lions Den Intercontinental champion. We got all kind of heavy hitting champions that came out the dens over the years. So don't take them lightly. Now, some of y'all have forgot. Some of y'all, but this will be a good. Here go the title, because he said he agrees with you that God is light. He just said, but his light God is black. What you got to say about that? Go ahead.
And again, like I said, he's saying that his light God is black, but black is a pigment. It's fucking molecules in atoms. So you saying all I need is bleach to get rid of his God? Bleach, boom, gotcha, done. That's how it is. Easy as to diffuse that. And like I said, what we're talking about.
Wait a minute, man. I don't know. I don't think he labeled it that way. There you go.
You gonna hear him when he say
God is light. He said God is light and his God is black. He said your light God is white. Now we got a problem here, Houston. Go ahead. Let him come in for a little bit. You might have to call in. I might have to have you call in. Would that be okay? Because we hear you better from the phone. We're gonna do an indigenous black man move, because we want to hear the information.
It's the electromagnetic Messiah.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Yeah. All right, no, go ahead, keep talking, and you need to address this. Is your light God white or black? That's the question of the day. Go ahead. You got
so I'm gonna say my light
God.
God.
Ain't no scrambling and scraping, brother. Is your I'm messing with you. Go.
My light God is all color. My light God is all color.
Okay, all right. Is that including black?
Oh,
is that black too?
Most definitely.
Okay, go ahead. Teach.
Because there's some colors that we just can't see. Like we just can't see that shit. It's not even that it's black. It's just that we don't see that rich of colors. Like we don't. We see 7 colors, and from them 7 colors, we make a bunch of other colors. But you ain't never seen the color radio. You ain't never seen the color gamma. You ain't never seen the color ultraviolet. You ain't never seen the color microwave. Those are light too. Those all are light. And you ain't never seen them ever in your life. Now we can assign colors to them. We can assign values to them, and say that's ultraviolet, but that's not really what ultraviolet is. We just gave it that color so we can see it. You see what I'm saying? So the brother has a problem when it comes to showing and demonstrating what he's talking about with empirical evidence and experimentation. Once we had a debate between him, and he actually had experiments set up with the lights, and was basically trying to prove that there's some type of black radiant light, and the whole time he was talking about shadows, right? The whole time he's talking about shadows, and it's like,
oh, okay,
you know, the brother don't know the difference between light being
on the
black.
phone right now.
Okay, let's
no, can you hear me? Yeah, now hold on. No, before he talk, Elder, before you talk, now he done broke out something talking about some shadows. Now, I remember you said something about. Let's talk about the shadow. Is it you know, like what is the shadow like part of the black light God, or is it part of the one a new deal with? Go ahead.
Okay, before we go to the shadow, I want to go back to the part where he was saying, when I was saying that a white object deflects, and he said a white object reflects.
Mm-hmm.
So you believe a white object is reflecting the light? Is that what you're saying?
Hold on, he might not can hear you. Do you believe that the white light is wait.
The white object, a white object is reflecting all of the light.
Anu, did you hear him? I think he might have ran him out the building. Well, go ahead and continue with your teaching till Anu can get back on. Go ahead. I mean, he answered that question. Go ahead.
Yeah. So one of the things you'll find out, the reason you see a shadow, because the black light never goes anywhere. It never goes anywhere.
Never go.
And that's one thing I had to come to understand. Because now, if you take the red light, green light, and blue light and say shining on the object, you would get 3 colors: cyan, magenta, and yellow. Let me say it again. Anybody can do the experiment. Take red light, green light, and blue light and shine on the white poster. You go. Then an object. 3 shadows.
You gotta be still, Elder. You're in a bad spot. Scoot over a little bit, wherever you at. All right, say something. There you go.
I think
go.
Doing certain things, certain information they don't want out. I think.
Right. It might be that white
you
light
guy.
Have
crappy service.
Really, because they understand once again what they have been. If you understand how they've been trying to hide information, this is dangerous right here, because they understand that this can upset their world. Because as long as that is a collective consciousness on us believing reality as they said it, because as long as there is a let me say it again, as long as there is a collective consciousness in us believing reality as they said it, we will stay in the position that we stay in.
Oh, hold on for a minute, champ. Hold on, man. He bringing it out, man. I'm sorry, but y'all ain't ready for the black light guy.
Yeah, but he said very much.
No, brother. Well, you ain't got to answer this question. You dealing with a white light guy. You got some explaining to do here, sir. Now, is the light guy black or white? Go ahead. Hold on.
Again, he just said a bunch of word salad. He didn't give y'all any meat and potatoes. He didn't explain to y'all about any type of science. He just tugged on y'all emotional heartstrings. That's what he just did.
Theory, man. He said it was his
I mean, and that's fine. It's his theory, but at the same time, he needs to be able to explain it with some type of certainty. And just trying to ad hom us and tell us what we don't know and how we can't, what we don't understand, because we're just fooled by the white man. Well, okay, explain it to us. Because now he's finna go into psychological things and society things. And when we're talking about light, when we're just talking about light, and it's like, okay, or is he finna slide back off into some philosophical stuff, or we finna go off into this physical stuff again? Like which side of the fence is he finna stand on? Are you finna talk God theology, or are you finna talk physics, right? Real shit, physics. Or are you finna sit here and talk about heartstrings, what we should or shouldn't be doing, right? So I'm just confused about exactly what he wants to talk about, because I thought it was about if God was blackness or if God was light.
Okay. So let me set. He set the stage. He put it out there. He said anybody come up here and try to go against his information. He said he agree with you that God is light. He said, but my light God is black. Now he got a problem with you, Mr. Pan African man. No, you ain't Pan African. Brown builder. Okay. Now wait a minute. You talking about the Christians got them a white guy? Now what the heck's going on with your light white guy? You got. I'm gonna let him speak on it. Go ahead. Go ahead, Elder. Ask your question.
Yeah, because I'm asking the red. Well, what color is the light, Lorel? What color is light that you're talking about? You say God is light, and light.
You asked me one question.
Okay.
You asked me a question. You gonna let me answer?
Yeah. Hold on. Clarify the question again, Elder, and then let him answer.
Okay. He said God is light. Light is electromagnetism. They say God is light and light is electromagnetism. So what color is electromagnetism?
Okay, electromagnetism is the force that governs particles and radiation. I don't understand what he means by what color is it. I don't understand what he means by what color is it. It's a force.
Does electromagnetism have a vibration?
Yes, electromagnetism deals with vibration.
If something, I start out saying the reason we see different colors is the rate at which something is vibrating. So you see orange because of the rate of vibration. You see yellow because of a different rate of vibration. Does electromagnetism have a vibration?
Again, electromagnetism deals with vibration, oscillating waves. You can't have a wave without oscillation. So that's implied in electromagnetism because it's a wave. And waves oscillate. Do you know what oscillation means?
Yeah,
right.
He's asking what the oscillation mean, Elder, but
it's a force.
Elder asked you first. Does it have a color? Yeah,
it's a force.
There's no.
You're asking me to give you the color of a force.
Okay.
You're asking me to give you a color of a force. It's a force. I don't understand your question.
It's a force, Elder. He said.
Produce a color.
Yeah.
Lightning is a force. Lightning is a force, and it produces a color. Does your God produce a color?
Lightning has force. The force that lightning has is electromagnetism.
Does lightning produce a color?
The force that lightning has is electromagnetism.
Hey, hold up, y'all, real quick. I love this. This is different right here. All right. All right, go ahead, y'all.
What is your God? Why does your God leave so much blackness in the universe?
Oh!
You say what?
Dark matter.
Why does my God leave so much blackness in the universe? What is black? Hold on. Okay, then he just needs to explain to me what is blackness. What is that?
All right. Okay. Can you explain to what blackness is, and then you can get back
blackness to blackness is radiant. Blackness is photons.
Okay, so again, we're not talking about the same thing.
Hold up, Elder. Let him respond to that real quick. We're gonna get this show, y'all.
Why is your God leaving so much blackness everywhere, right? And when you ask me what black, and I'm gonna tell you that black is chemicals, it's pigmentation. That's what I'm gonna tell you. You're saying that black is photons, so we're not speaking the same language. Because we're not even using the same definitions. So I need you to talk to me and not at me.
Okay, that sounds fair.
So you saying black is only pigmentation?
He said black only pigmentation.
Black is pigmentation. That's what it is.
Only pigmentation?
Black is pigment.
It is only pigment.
Bro, black is pigment. Unless you know something else that we know, put it on the screen. But black is a pigment. It's the dark. Black is a pigment.
It's an only pigment.
1 minute left in an interrogation. 1 minute left, and then we're gonna switch it over.
Can it exist in a higher phase of existence besides a pigment?
Go ahead.
I don't understand your question.
Can blackness exist as radiant energy?
Can blackness exist as radiant energy?
Does blackness exist in radiant energy? Well, the definition of radiance is isolate. The definition of
30
radiance,
seconds remaining.
when you have radiance, you're talking about oscillating waves, right? Black does not oscillate at any particular frequency. So I think that should answer your questions.
All right, one more question, and then we're gonna let Anu ask you some questions. Elder.
This is what. Let me say what he's saying,
Yeah.
JJ. This is
Go
what
ahead.
he's saying. He's saying he's saying radiant energy can be green, radiant energy can be blue. If you understand radiant, he probably don't understand radiant energy. So if you can have red light, green light, blue light, that's photons. Orange light, that's photons. So when it comes to black, he's saying black cannot be light. He's a white supremacist. He's a white supremacist.
Ah, not a white supremacist. Okay, time.
He's a white
Hold up.
supremacist.
All right, hold up now. Anu, you got like 3 minutes to hit him up with the questions. Let's do this. Go
Okay,
ahead,
so
Anu. Hit him up.
so how do you take black from going black to red? How do you take black from going from black to red?
All right, you hear it? Go ahead.
You slow the vibration down.
Mm.
The same
How do
way-
you
the same
how do
way
you slow the vibration down? How do you slow the
How you
vibration
slow
down?
the vibration down?
You ain't got to ramble. You ain't got to ramble.
No.
Well,
Hold on. Stop. Hold on. Stop. Elder. This is like a hot seat. So you like how you just did him. So you're gonna get to come back. So that way y'all can kind of build off each other's information, understand where both of y'all at. Now he don't want you to go deep into it because he's building the case. Okay, go ahead, Anu. Start your time. All right now. Go ahead. Anu, ask the question.
So again, y'all just heard him say you got to speed up the vibrations. How do you speed up the vibration of black?
How do you speed it
The
up?
black starts off with its own frequency.
Woo!
You can slow the frequency down. Everything.
Okay, I didn't ask you that. I asked you how do you speed up the frequency of black?
So you got certain colors that have what's called a resonant frequency. I mean, that's where it resides.
I didn't ask you that. Stop.
Okay,
Stop. I did not
No,
ask
we didn't ask you that. We probably
didn't
rephrase
ask
your
you
answer.
that. I
Say
asked
it
you
again.
how,
Say it again, Anu.
how do you speed
Yeah, go
up or slow down black?
I'm telling you, it has its own frequency. It's not that you.
Okay, again, I'm asking you, how do you slow it down? Just like if you ask me, how do you slow down a car? I'm gonna say, well, you press on the brake pad and it slows the car down. I'm asking you,
Hold up,
how
everybody. 2 minutes remaining. Take a time out real quick. Whoa.
I'm trying to clarify the question for you. How can I take black? How can I
I
take?
gotta get it back in order. Okay, hold on. You got 2 minutes remaining to ask me questions. Okay, so listen, this is the educational purposes, y'all. So y'all try to work where y'all can balance it out, and the people out here learning, because this is a lot of people saying this is the best kind of conversation we've seen all year in the Lions Den and JJ7K TV, and this is what we bring at the Wu-Tang Clan Debate League. This will be some of the type of scholars just coming in, bringing out new information. All right, so go ahead and let's keep it calm, because I gotta promote this type of information. The show is like what they call that. The series first start off a pilot. So I gotta check these guys out. See what I'm saying? So people watching, I'm pushing our brands. So go ahead, Anu. Let's keep it peaceful. And
Okay.
you don't have to go to everybody. You don't have to go to a long, drawn out answer because they're trying to figure each other out. Like it's like sparring. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so again, he just said you can slow down or accelerate the frequency of black. Seeing how black doesn't have any particular frequency, I'm asking him, how do you speed up or slow it down? What mechanism are you using to slow it down or speed it up?
Okay. All right.
The question, okay, the way you slow it down is you can use a dampener or a resistor. When you use a resistor, that can slow the vibration down to become another frequency.
Okay, so now can you please show us? Can you show us an example?
Yeah, he heard you.
Can you show us an example of it? Can you show us an example? Can you show us?
Okay, we got you on that.
We need you to show us an example of a dampener changing black into red.
Okay. Can you give us an example, Elder?
Yeah, I can give you an example. When you look at a rainbow, when you're looking at a
No.
rainbow,
JJ, where in the rainbow is it black?
Okay.
Where in the rainbow is it black, JJ?
You said where the black rainbow?
Where the black rainbow at?
It's not the white.
So again, he just disqualified his own statement. He just disqualified his own statement. The question was.
Hold up, y'all. Hold up.
Sensations that your eyes see.
I think what would be better if when we ask a question, at least give that person 30 seconds to get into it. All right, and we'll give you time to ask. Like, how about you guys do like 5 questions a piece, and you 30 seconds to 45 seconds to answer. So that way the people can learn. You know. All right, so let's give them 30 seconds to know, and you'll get the same.
Jay, if you could pull up a spectroscope, you could see the black color. You can see the black color embedded in the other frequency. You'll start seeing red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple.
20 seconds remaining.
At the top of that spectrum. Because once again, the rail does not want black to be in the cat. Why was it? Man, these folks weren't messing with my device.
Who you got, a cat or a dog? Okay. All right. So yeah. All right. So like I said, this is good, man. We want the audience to see the different sides of this. Both of these brothers believe that God is light. One of them is saying his God light is black. And the other guy is saying, no, the God light ain't black. It's a light, white light. So would that mean that your God is a white God, just like the white Jesus is in the church? That's my question for you, Anu, till we can get this brother back on. Go ahead. You got the floor.
No color is an illusion. It's a trick of your eyes and your brain. Don't be fooled. So this is my question to Buddy, right? Can he explain to us what the frequency of black is?
I think he fell off. Okay, hold on. Are you there, Elder? He's saying that.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I know he reiterate the question, Anu.
What's the frequency of black? Give us the frequency of black.
Black is the electromagnetic space. It's not
no, that's not what I asked you.
No. You got remember. Hold on. No, you got to give him 30 seconds. Then you come back. Yeah, up to 30 seconds to answer.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
To answer?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. Black is not just one frequency, it's the entire electromagnetic spectrum that has different frequencies. It's the entire electromagnetic, from the infrared light to the visible light to the ultraviolet. That's the frequency. It's the whole spectrum of light. It ain't just one frequency. And he get caught up on trying to narrow it down to one thing.
15 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think I can say it again. It's the entire spectrum of frequency. Now, when there is no frequency, that's when you have darkness.
Okay. Wrap that up. All right. Go ahead, Anu. This is your third question. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. So y'all just heard him out of his own mouth. He said, when you have no frequency, you have darkness. Y'all just heard him come out of his mouth. Now, by definition of light, by definition of radiance, right? Mm-hmm. That makes him fundamentally wrong. Because light is literally categorized by frequency. So if he's saying that black don't have, he literally just told us it don't have no frequency. If it don't have no frequency, how is he calling? How is he calling?
Ask a question to know. This is your third question. Look, I'm gonna give you up to 30 seconds to build up your question, right?
That's what I asked him to give us the frequency of black, and I'm asking him again. If I ask you, what's the frequency of red? Can you tell us that?
Okay, good question. Now you got 30 seconds, and for now, everybody you got 30 seconds to build up to your question, and then he got 30 seconds to answer it. Right? That's only fair. So this is your third question. Right? Go ahead, ask it again so you understand.
So, Elder, can you tell us the frequency of red?
Wait a minute. Over there gassing, what? All right, go ahead.
Tell us the frequency of red.
All right, go ahead. What is the frequency of red?
I don't carry that type of information just around in my head. Everybody.
Okay, so it's 6:25.
No, remember, he got 30 seconds to answer. So that way we can learn. Go ahead.
That's just a trivial question that you can ask Google. But what frequency? Red, I think it's between 0 and 700. That may be the frequency of red. But then, once it goes beyond that, it goes into what's called the black red. The same way your blood goes from red into the blackness, they'll tell you that your blood is red because oxygen hit. Your blood is actually a form of blackness. And when the oxygen hits it, it slows it down or takes the ether out of it, then you start seeing the red color.
15 seconds. Okay,
Now,
I think.
So to answer the question, I think it's between 0 and 700 is the frequency of red light.
Okay.
Now, once it goes deeper, though, it then goes into the blackness of red.
5 seconds remaining.
Every color has the capacity of going black.
Time.
Every color.
All right, Anu, this is your fourth question. I like this organization right here, man. It's called the 30 and 30. Watch everybody else be trying to do it. Go ahead, Anu.
Again, so this right here proves to you that he don't understand what he talking about. The frequency of red is between 400 and 480 terahertz. He don't know what that is because he's just talking word salad to y'all. So again, if all of the colors have specific frequencies in order for the human eye to detect them, and you're saying that there's no particular frequency for black.
10 seconds to ask your question.
How can you determine that black is light if it has no particular frequency?
All right. Go ahead, Elder.
Ask him who told him black had no frequency.
Nah, that's not no answer.
No, that was rhetorical. Remember, he got 30 seconds to do his thing, like you do.
I just told him that there's a cultural perception and a natural perception. So he wants to sit there and tell me what they told him, and that's where we got to have a paradigm shift because he gonna sit there and say black has no frequency. He believes that. You
said that.
I know.
He's deep in the grave on ignorance.
Hold up, everybody. Listen, y'all. I'm trying to shop these videos around so we can get sponsors and they can say that we are responsible. Because I got another venture going on, I promise. So let's do the 30 and 30. 30 and 30. 30 and 30. Everybody can be quiet and be respectful for 30 seconds. Everybody should be able to build up their question up to 30 seconds. By reiterating, then at 2 seconds, I'm gonna ask the question then. You see? So let's keep it professional. Y'all doing good. All right. So who turn was it?
It was still him talking.
Okay, so I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna get you had like he had like 15 or 20 seconds left. Go ahead.
20 seconds.
You remember the question? 10, what was it, Anu?
20. Go on, give him the 20.
Was it 10 seconds? 20. Okay, yeah. All right, go ahead, Elder.
I was saying I think the thing he was saying is that because I didn't give him the specific numbers of red, I told him I don't have that information with me. Right. But anybody can do a simple Google search and find out what the frequency that they show you all of visible light. But what I'm saying is that it comes from the blackness. The blackness slows its vibration down to then become these other colors. These colors don't just come to birth on their own. Black is the fountainhead of all color. Why does he have a problem with that?
All right, 10 more seconds to answer the Elder, or, if you're done. All right, this is your fifth and final question, and then we're going to flip the script. Shout out to Hits. He said this is a good format. Y'all seen it here live first, the 30 and 30. We used to do the 2 minute, get the clock out. We got two different kind of formats. The 30 and 30 is like a hot seat type of situation. You hit, ask each other like 5 or 10 questions and flip the script. 30 and 30. Let's go. Get your last question.
Again, like y'all just heard him say, and when I first asked him what's the frequency of red, he said 0 to 700. That's what he said. It was incorrect. He don't know what he talking about. It's 400 to 480. That's what humans can see. Maybe he's talking about insects or birds of something, right? We're talking about humans, what humans can see, right? 480, 400 to 480, down to violet, which is 670 to 790.
Seconds to ask your question.
So again, if black has no frequency, that means that it's not radiating. If it's not, how can you call something radiating if it doesn't have a particular frequency?
All right, good question. Go ahead, Elder.
What the rail is giving is what's called what white people told him to believe. So as they told him black had
stop for a minute, Elder. Hold up, Elder. Stop for it. I know you gotta let them get to 30. Y'all want to make it? Y'all want me to break it down to 5 and 5? The 5 second? Y'all ain't ready for them 5s yet. That's punishment. 5 and 5. We gotta can we do a 30 and 30, Karima? A 30 and 30. Everybody should be able to do a 30 and 30. All right, so listen. Go ahead, get your 30. Get your 30 seconds.
Listen to what he just said. He said black has no frequency. How did he come to that conclusion?
That's rhetorical. You messing up with your. Was it your turn to ask questions? That was because I think you didn't answer the fifth and final question.
But he never answered anything.
Well, he answered some of them now.
No,
so,
he didn't.
Come on, Anu. Come on, man. All right, so y'all funny. All right, so listen. Go ahead, Elder. Now he asked you the question. We're gonna give you 30 seconds to answer. I'm laughing at what Babylon does up there talking about. They done pissed him off over there on Sarnetta. He talking about Suntan and his girlfriend Suntan. Bomb Squad. He mad at every Suntan. Babylon. I got the link up here. So if you want to let it out, you can come up here and vent. We all right with that. All right. So Elder, go ahead and get your 30 to answer that question, and it'll be your turn. After you answer, to hit him up with another 5 questions. 30 and 30. Let's go.
No, I guess I would go back to the question: does the electromagnetism have a color? He never answered that.
Oh, okay.
No. He asked you a final question. Hold up. No, it wasn't a new turn. It was a new turn.
I'm gonna answer the question.
No, he never answered. He never answered your fifth and final question. So
yeah, I know he never answered my question.
So, look, I thought he did, man. But anyway, new crazy. But listen, so Elder, he gonna ask you this last question, then it'll be your turn to ask him 5 questions. 30 and 30. Go ahead and ask it again. Then we got something on the screen.
Same question to give, because you never answered it. If something, by the definition of radiation, is oscillating waves of frequency, and something that you claim has no particular frequency, how are you calling it radiating? How can something radiate if it has no particular frequency and the very definition of frequency is oscillations?
Okay. All right. Okay, go ahead, Elder. You got 30 seconds to answer, and then after you answer, it's your turn to hit him with a 5-piece.
Okay. I never said, I said black does not have a particular frequency. I said the entire electromagnetic spectrum is black. Answer that. The entire electromagnetic spectrum, the frequency of the entire electromagnetic is not just one frequency. That is the blackness. The entire electromagnetic spectrum is the blackness. So when you ask me what there is no one frequency.
20 seconds.
The entire spectrum. What part of that don't you understand? You keep asking me the same question. It's not just one frequency. It's the entire electromagnetic spectrum of light that is blackness.
And time. All right, Elder.
So now I want y'all to see
No. You could get. Remember, you got 30 seconds to do what you got to do when he asks you a question, but you still got to answer the question. So you want to kind of retort a little bit, when he asks you a question, you can do that. You see what I'm saying? So go ahead, Elder McDay. Go ahead and you get your first question out of your 5. Everybody hit that like, share, subscribe. But before you do, hold up. Karima got something on here. I think she want to show real quick, and then we'll get back to the question thing. Go ahead, Karima. What you got? Let's see what you got on the screen. We can't hear it though. It says something about black holes. Sister, we can't hear it. Oh, it's just something to read. Okay. Concept. I don't know if I don't think she can hear me. But maybe that's to take a breather. Everybody hit that like, share, and subscribe. Babylon done. Get up here if you want to vent. They done pissed you over there.
But maybe that's to take a breather. Everybody hit that like, share, and subscribe. Babylon done. Get up here if you want to vent. They pissed you over there.
All right. Okay. So go ahead. I think she's just showing us on the screen. Let's get back to it, y'all. Okay, go ahead, Elder. It's your turn to ask New Kakarot, aka Laurel, one of the top generals over there. Him and Ruben, generals over there at the Naga. Go ahead. Ask some questions.
My question is, why does he have a problem with black being in the category of light?
Okay.
Because it doesn't satisfy the definition of radiation.
Okay. Go ahead. Next question.
Okay, he said it doesn't say. Asked him, has he heard of what's called a black body radiation?
Black body radiation. Have you heard of that?
Black body radiation is thermal heat. It's thermal heat that an object gives off when it's hit by light.
Okay, you still have like 20 seconds in there, but okay.
There's nothing else to explain.
Okay, now what I would want the audience to do is go look at an object that has the capacity of glowing red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then black. Because what it is because he does not have critical thinking skills. And I understand because I was there one time, and when he's so rooted in what they told him, he cannot get out.
20 seconds to ask the question.
And when he hear new revelation, as I said, when I started, I said it's going to create what's called cognitive dissonance. Because right now he's cross-referencing with the science that they told him not to abandon, because science is being corrected all the time. So when he hear a black person tell him something, I'll be doggone if you're going to make me abandon what these
10 seconds to ask your question. Go ahead. Do you have a question for him, Elder?
No, I really don't have any question because question.
Okay.
I don't really have any questions
All
for
right.
him.
Okay. So how about this? So can we get y'all in the first week of September to set up a discussion? Like I say, we're gonna kick off the Wu-Tang Clan Debate League first week of September. We already got 2 shows lined up. Before that weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're gonna do 3 shows. So we're trying to fill in one more show. Would you two be interested in coming over there, new audience, and going over?
I would.
I think it'd be a good thing. We got 3 different great topics.
Anytime, whenever. Hey, I got more questions.
Okay. Can he ask you any more questions, Elder? You said you want.
He can ask me questions.
All right, go ahead. Let's do the 30 and 30. Let's get it. Go ahead.
Hey, if black radiates outward like light, why can light display darkness across vast distances at the speed of light, but darkness cannot project a beam across the illuminated light of a room that's filled with light?
Your question is, why can white light? What was your question again? Why can white light vanish?
If blackness radiate outward like light, why can light displace darkness across vast distances, right? Just like you use a flashlight in the darkness and dispels darkness. How come we can't see a black beam in broad daylight?
You can when you look at a shadow. When you look at a shadow, because what the blackness is, it is the support system for all frequencies of light. Green light could not exist unless the black background allowed it to exist. That's
okay, so thank you.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. But no, you gave him. Remember, you asked him a question. He get 30 seconds to teach the audience.
Yeah, the same way when you strike a match, and that match is create a carbon path. This carbon substance that is throughout the universe is the background for everything to exist. So you're thinking that the white light has displaced the blackness hadn't gone anywhere. Just as soon as you cut the light, it gives it permission to do its thing. Then it gives green light permission. When you cut that light off, it shows you it never went anywhere. And every time you see a shadow, it's not a shadow. What you're looking at, it's showing you that it never went anywhere. The shadow is the black radiance of the object. They're showing you the actual essence of what the light is, rather. Like white light is black radiance.
All right.
So again, y'all just heard him say out of his own mouth that radiant light is shadows. Y'all just heard that come out of his mouth. Y'all just heard him say that out of his own mouth, and he's saying that is light. No, what that is light being blocked, brother. That's the path of photons being blocked, and that's the absence of visible photons.
20 seconds to ask the question.
So again, I'm gonna ask you a different question. If black is classified as radiant light, what term remains to describe the absolute vacuum or zero energy ground state where no electromagnetic fields are isolated?
You can't create that.
Oh man.
That can't be created. Because the blackness will always be
I know. You gotta give him 30 seconds, family. Go ahead.
No, I'll say that again.
Yeah.
Anytime you create a vacuum, what looks like a vacuum, that black radiance is still there. You're not going to displace the blackness. It's going to always be there. If they think there's a vacuum, it's not really a vacuum.
Oh, JJ, he's not understanding the question.
All right, go ahead, reiterate it.
If black is classified, if black is classified as radiant light, what term remains to describe the absolute vacuum or zero ground energy state where no electromagnetic fields are oscillating?
You asked me what term is it called?
What term remains to describe the absolute right? What do you call it if black is classified as radiant light?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gonna answer the question?
Yeah, you're asking me what is the term when light is absent?
He don't understand the question or no?
Okay, let me ask you this: what measurable particle displacement is performed by radiant blackness?
Your question, I'm not understanding what you're asking. Yeah. You're saying what particle is formed?
Yeah, man. What measurable particle displacement is performed by radiant blackness? Like if I took radiant blackness, I'm trying to clarify it for you. If I took this flashlight, right, and it radiates blackness, and I shined it on something, what particle can I measure to prove that it's a beam of black radiance hitting it?
Well, light is going to be, according to the term, it's going to be photons.
Again, so y'all hear and see what he's doing, right? I'm asking you, if black is a beam of light, what particle can we measure? You just said shot. What particle in a shadow can you measure? How can you measure the effects of a shadow on an object?
Oh no, okay. What you're asking then, do they have instruments that can measure shadow light? They don't have instruments that can do that. It would take something like the melanin in us. It would take the melanin in us to interface with something like shadow light, because it's such a pure form of light.
If they, the proverbial they, I guess you're talking about science.
There's no instrument. The same way, let me say that. The same way they will tell you that DC current has no frequency.
I'm gonna ask you what they say.
DC current is zero frequency. Listen to what I'm saying. They will tell you DC current is zero frequency. So what is sunlight? Sunlight is not AC current. It's DC, but it has a frequency.
I didn't ask you about that.
I know you gotta give him 30 seconds to answer your question.
Listen to this. Neely Fuller said, if you don't understand white supremacy, everything else will confuse you.
Right.
What's the frequency of DC current, L'Oreal?
God damn, bro. Like this dude.
What's the frequency of DC current?
He got a question for you, or no?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I forgot.
No, okay, no. So he don't know, Elder.
So tell him to look it up. I give him time to look it up. Look it up.
No, I'm good.
Oh, yeah, next.
I'm good. I'm
okay,
good.
So
like,
listen, ladies and gentlemen, and y'all can see this is a lot of heavy information. I want y'all to go back and watch and look up some of the stuff that both of these heavy hitters were saying tonight. But I think this will be very educational.
What let me say this, Jay. They're going to tell you DC current is zero frequency. Now, how can it be zero frequency when it's oscillating? Because once again, the same way they give you misleading information, and if you don't know how to challenge that, Lorel will come along and say, well, DC current don't have a frequency. The same way he say black don't have a frequency. How can rated in DC current have no frequency? But that's what they'll tell you, because they'll tell you AC current, when it goes from 0 to whatever frequency it is, they can measure. But when the frequency is on the 0 spectrum, they think it's not a frequency. No, it's just oscillating or vibrating so fast they don't have instruments to measure that level of frequency. They'll tell you once again, DC current is 0 frequency. That's not the truth. The same way they tell you red.
That's the longest 30 seconds ever, man, bro. Anyway,
Okay, hold on. Let him land his plane, and then Anu will let you get your final word, and then we'll let the elder get his final word. As you can see, both of these brothers bringing out some good information. Hopefully, we can get them to, Anu can come on and do the presentation. Then maybe you can question Anu, and then like I said, the first weekend of September, we want y'all. We're gonna take y'all to a different audience, and y'all gonna do your thing. Yep. Go ahead. New. And then let the elder
again, like that's a bunch of word salad. A bunch of another word salad again. This man can't prove that he could take a shadow and turn it into a shadow laser, a black shadow laser. Like there's no black shadow lasers running around here, right? He's not doing that, right? He can't come into a room that's lit with light already and bring out his shadow light and zap all the light in the room, right? He can't do that because that's not how physics works, right? And if y'all go and do any of the research or anything that we talked about, just like what I just asked him, the question that I just asked him about a shadow hitting the surface or something, that's called the photoelectric effect. In real physics, it's called the photoelectric effect, right? When light hits a surface of an object, it's emanating electrons and protons and stuff like that. That's called the photoelectric effect, right? So if black or shadow is also light, then you should be able to measure some type of photoelectric effect that's happening when shadows strike the objects of shit. But we'll just save that for a later date.
Right. Tell everybody where they can find you at. The name of your organization.
Y'all can find me at Naga Nexus, Naga World Nexus on YouTube. Find us at Naga World Nexus on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Holler at your boy. You know how we get down, man. Anu Kakarot, aka Lorel Burns in the house, man.
Yeah. I was wondering if you was gonna say your little. Yeah, my name is Anu Kakarot. It used to have a longer name. Do that one. Do that one before you go. One more time.
Anu Kakarot left on the real baby. Wanted the first.
Yeah. Like I said, this is what we do at the Lions Den, Academy of Education and Information. We bring it out. Ain't no biases over here. You see how fair it is? And you can learn. See, we have a disgruntled member in the audience, Babylon Dunn, that went through an experience that he should have known better going over there. What do you expect? You expect it if you step in the pit of a goddamn snake den, a pit, or whatever, you're gonna get bit. If you done got bit 8 or 9, 10 times, I had to learn. Ain't no use you getting mad. What you do, you learn to get your information out real quick because you know they're going to throw you out Babylon. And you always can come over here and do your thing over here, brother. Because we ain't getting in the way. All right, a new man, like I say, man, this was very powerful right here, man. I sure appreciate you coming up when I called you.
Oh, anytime, bro.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Naga. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, Elder. Do your thing. And we get up out of here.
Another thing I would say is that when it's time for new understanding to come, there will be new teachings new revelation that will challenge the old way.
Woo!
And one thing I tried to point out is once we just begin to see how we got our perception through what's called a cultural perception, and I start showing you information on how they said that the primary color was red, green, and blue, and we can prove that black is the fountainhead from which red, green, and blue come from, and we can prove that black is not darkness, then it's time to now shift from a Eurocentric perception to a natural perception, which is a God perception. And let me say this, to the degree that we hold that wrong information in us, is to that degree that we cannot heal. Willie Lynch, for example. Willie Lynch, people that are conscious of it understand that it was Dr. Ashanti came up with it and found out that Willie Lynch was not real. But what God allowed me to do was use Willie Lynch as an acronym. Willie Lynch, wisely injected lethal lies, internally embedded, limits your natural conscious healing. Let me say it again. Willie, wisely injected lethal lies, internally embedded, limits your natural conscious healing. We can never heal as long as we have these lies on the inside of us. That's a component of epigenetic. Epigenetic talks about the environment that can arrest particular genetic potentials. Once again, when lies abide in us, certain genetic potential can be arrested. So when it's time for truth to come, that truth will displace that truth will displace the lies, and then genetic potential that's dormant in us will begin to emerge, in that gift that we had when we were in the perfect reflection of God will begin to walk the earth again.
Bring it out. Yeah. Powerful information, man. Powerful. Yeah. Like I said, everybody, thank everybody for coming out tonight, man. This was a great show, great build. Last couple of shows, actually a lot of the last couple of weeks, whatever we've been doing, been some great information out. Stay tuned. Like I said, we got more to come tomorrow. Y'all come support us on Bars Reloaded. Silky D from Silky D Kingdom. Him and I will be having a preliminary discussion on Sister Honey's platform. We'll be doing two preliminaries, one on Sister Honey's, and then the middle of the week, maybe Thursday, we'll come back over here, do the preliminary, and then that first week of September, him and I will be debating Sunday. That Sunday, did the Berbers, Did the Berbers create the Nile Valley civilization? I say no. The Berbers. Now, if y'all don't know what that is, y'all gonna find out Sunday what's going on with that topic. So, like I say, peace and love, man. We thank y'all for coming out. Great song, Kareem, that you put together for this show.
Yeah, Kareem did that.
And like you say, what we do, we're trying to, we don't say every show, but we try to put the music together for the topic of the show. If you got to listen to the information in the songs, Karima Happy, it's a great idea how she put something together. Her and Eric Mad Scientist. So yeah, I appreciate that. Hey, subscribe to let's say Lions. Karima, you want to tell them about Lions Den Hub before we get out of here? We got Lions Den Hub. Go ahead, Sister Karima, if you're there. And thank you, Elder Daryl McDay. Great, powerful information, brother. More to come. You and a new. I finally figured out a way for you and him to communicate. The 30 and 30. The 30 and 30. I like it. You be seeing other platforms do that. Go ahead, Sister Karima. Do you want to talk about Lions Den Hub? If not, we're going to get up out of here, man. Thank y'all for coming out. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. Lions Den. Also subscribe to JJ7K TV. We will be, like I said, doing the Wu-Tang Clan Debate League. That's on and popping. So look out for us. Shout out to Black Jesus, Minister Baldwin and Crawling on Clubhouse. Jeremiah, please say the Yah Maharka. Like I said, we also have something set up for a 4-on-4 debate against OSB. They didn't crawl up out of their cubby hole, and I didn't think they're ready again. That being said, if Karima, you don't want to say nothing, we up out of here. Peace and blessings. Shout out to my queen, my wife, my eternal, Jenny Hayes. We out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I guess I'm back. Kareem has stepped away. But then, like I said, man, these old Osby characters, I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know what's wrong with you. You're running around here with John Ballou Newberg as your master teacher. You ain't never stepped foot in no Osby sanctuary. You won't find fellas looking like you and me. Ladies and gentlemen, it's looking like you and me are all up in there. They got coat. They got different. It's a different type of situation. There's some places we just can't go, brother. And y'all up here talking about the people who believe in the Bible and the people who believe in the Quran and the Hebrew. They all got it wrong. And come to my book, The Osby, created by the old nutcase dentist called John Ballou Newberg. And they up here promoting this information that's outdated. The person who wrote this book has the mind of a person who come in with scientific racism and the age of enlightenment and craniology and and all this pseudoscience to put them above all races. And in this book, ladies and gentlemen, they got the brown man and the black man. The bottom of the goddamn Osby barrel. You hear me, ladies and gentlemen? So stay tuned for more of that to come. I guess I'm going to have to call Karima because I'm tired of running my lip. A great show. I didn't really have to do too much talking. And I hope y'all got informed and educated. But let's get Karima up out of here. Karima in here so we can end the show. And like I say, stay tuned because we got more. So I know you're peeking around in the bushes. A lot of your disgruntled audience members is coming back over here. They tired of your mess, fifth grade Frankie. They tired of the crash house. You over there, you and her acting like Bobby and Whitney. Enough is enough. The sideshow must end and educate, because that's where it began with you and your platform. You were always for the people. Now it's just about you just want the goddamn old money. Everything's a pay-per-view. You can't get it for free now. 2 and 3 months dragging on by Jabari and goddamn on Reggie. We ain't learned a goddamn thing because in their preliminaries, neither one of them was into the text, the Book of the Dead, the coffin text, the Book of the Heavenly Kind, if we're talking about Kemetic literature. No, they just want to go back and complain back and forth about, oh, well, you said this about me. Well, you said this about me, and the fact of the matter is, the reality is, I'm Jabari, your son. And Reggie, well, you gonna make me lose my. I'm gonna just shut up and get to the information. 2 bozos. The crazy part, when Jabari and I first started this argument, Reggie, you was over here on this side. I had to teach you in Smash Rockwell about the retainer sacrifices. I got the tape. Y'all was going against it. But how are you guys Kemetic practitioners and not knowing this information? How do you not know that them people believe that Neter is a being? But see, Jabari want to do wordplay and word salad and throw literal. Well, what do you mean? Well, real is literal, literal is being. No, the topic is Neter and being. You can call him a real being. You can call him a divine being, a human being. The Neter was that, human and divine. Oh, it's just a principle. Now, something had to control the principle. Some people believe that something controlled everything, and it was divine. And the human Neter, what he did, he invoked and manifested the divine. This wasn't no fairy tale. They didn't go through all these rituals, coronations, and got dang it, having building these temples. They believe the divine beings maintain Ma'at, whether it was over the earth, wind, fire, water, something sustained it. Somebody had jurisdiction over it, sir. But that's what they do over there. Because everything is in a controlled environment, meaning the outcome of the information. Because this platform over there was always set up to downgrade anybody who believed in something that's greater than itself, because Sar Neter is an atheist, which is an oxymoron to me, because you call yourself Sa Neter, the Son of God. Aren't you a literal, real netter? You call yourself Sar Netter, you idiot? Then she running around here, Jesus, Sar Netter. Jesus is the serpent in the gutter, Sar Netter. What, girl? What? I'm freaky. I'm no girl. I'm freaky. Two of the dumbest. And you want to play with my name. You want uneducated Negroes come up there and play with my name. DM dumb. Get your GED first, DMG, before you ever step to me. Existentialism. What? That's the best ideology for the black man? How? When it's based off European concepts. Individualism. Individualism. How can individualism be the best ideology to pull our people together as a collective? And I told you, dumbass DMG, in a debate, I'm coming from a collective together, bringing the people together as a collective. That's an ideology that helped us in the civil rights movement. Nobody was up there telling me, be free and be what you want to be, because I'm an existentialist, because I come from a bunch of gay Europeans. Then you got Frantz Fanon, a gay poet. No, he wasn't a gay one. But anyway, I'm not, bro, how can that be in front of the movement, bro? Huh? How can that be in front of the movement? So it's a bunch of pseudos over there. Yeah, I'm going to air you out. Haru Unconsciousness, Jose Francis, you don't get mentioned today because you deserve it. You deserve to be known as famous losers. You deserve to be known as copycats of the Lions Den. You deserve to be known as that. When you just first come on, my inspiration was the Lions Den inside of the TV. Now all of a sudden, I question one of your uneducated judges, cockeyed sugar bear over there, Yara, who just want to be seen. And hey, look what I did to JJ. I thought you was more. Hey, they bragged about you having all these degrees and scholars. You don't even know what a primary is with your dumb ass. You don't want to smoke with me, Yara. You up here talking about Jesus is a divine feminine just to appease Natasha Dumb. Her dumb ass over there talking about, Yahweh, what's he say? Shaddai means demon, empty plant. What's he say? Empty field of demons. That's my name, the meaning of your name. The meaning of your name. And you calling yourself, that's the definition of her name, ladies and gentlemen. Natasha Dumb is not Natasha Dumb. I mean, what's her name? Shadami? Natasha Dumb, my fault, y'all. Means empty demons or some old mess she done put together when she went on that blue couch. Dumbing in a box of rocks, not even having no marketing or promotional skills, because every 30 seconds, you were supposed to be over there talking about signing at a TV platform. Y'all come over here. We got real scholars and information, but you want to talk about three ways and menage twice. That's what you did. So like I said, let me call Kareem, because I can go on and on and on. Shout out to Indigenous Black Man, the rest of the team out there. Like I say, man, we are back, going full effect, showing them how to do this. Because I guess they lost respect because JJ was on tour out, debating on the road and really not really focused on, everybody setting up debates. They keep me distracted, like Kareem would tell me, keep me away from home. But I'm back home now. And we got an extra platform to go with it, JJ 7000 TV, where I can go over there and cuss you out. But I'm not going to do it over here because that jeopardizes this platform for everybody. You understand that, y'all? So like I said, Kareem, let's get up out of here. Peace and love. We'll be back tomorrow. Like I say, we'll be streaming over here. The live will be on Bars Reloaded, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Silky D will be getting the ring with the most feared debate on this planet, JJ 7000. Sit your ass down. I know you can't stand it. We out.
Let them pages. They let them pages rise and cash in while they spread the hate. Throw one stone, hit 3 souls. That's the setup, that's the bait. But that stone ain't random, it's shipped overseas with a plan. Stoke the fire between us, make brother turn on man. Now they watching white folks out themselves, jobs and kids on display. Call it dry snitching, they exposing it without a word they say. Cause what happens in those groups is what's spilling out in the street. Same patterns, same targets, young and old.
Remember, Teddy singing the song.
So we learn, we see the bigger picture, why they think they proud. But all they doing is showing the world who they are out loud. They build a stage and call it pride, but it's a trap with a pretty name. Let the hate pay rent on the page, then they profit off the flame. 1 rock, 3 targets. That's the game they playing low. Ship the poison past the border so the seagulls. Job, dog, kid, all pinned right on the shelf. They think they loud and untouchable, but they snitching with no sound, exposing what they really are to anybody looking around. And what you see online is bleeding right into the street. Same old pattern, same old pain, hitting young and old and weak. So we watching, we learn, seeing through the setup clear. They trying to split us up, but the picture's coming in full here. Yeah. They act clueless like we can't see the plan while they spread the hate. Grab high-profile cases from the news and use them as bait. Carmella, Anthony Nolan, they drag them out to ignite. Turn them into fuel for racist talk and monetize the fight. Israel runs the news, they said it and they reach TikTok too. Got a hand in Facebook shaping what gets said and who. Foreign pages get paid off what's said in the headlines. Spread the groups, push the horoscope lines to split our signs. They set up dumb loud racists out front to take the blame, while the high level ones run the money, jobs, and the game. Keep us arguing with the low level in these pages all day, so we don't see who's really calling the shots and treating us that way. They called us the biggest threat in the room, black Israelites, black people, period. Said it in the meeting and the floodgates opening, the hate got feral. Cause when we wake up and say we the chosen, that's fighting words to them. So they set the pages, set the trolls, you spar them out so it don't look grim. White folks get flagged on name, but they hide in comments, posting groups play safe. Why they point at us as terrorists with no proof just to keep us erased. Whoever said it, they said it. Black folks top of the list is the danger. Now the fees drowning racist rhetoric, but you speak up and get the banger. Show the scenes they push, expose what they doing, and then boom, you get flagged. It's a setup, social media, the new weapon. It control minds and drag. They wanna steer the voices, steer the media, turn the world on us. Cause we the ones actually fighting the evil, waking folks up from the hush. So that anyone evil doing dirt, us waking up is the threat. They can call us whatever, but the record is clear on who they really upset. They meet in rooms and say it plain. Black people top of the threat list. Then they unleash the feeds, flooded with hate, spin every case to twist. Carmella, Nolan, whatever hits the news, they drag it out for fuel. Pay foreign pages to run the post so it don't look like they rule. They hide in comments, drop it in groups at the low level loudmouth rage, while the high level ones sit on the money, jobs in the state. They claim we the terrorists, but they got no proof to show. The real threat to them is us waking up and letting everybody know. They control the headlines, reaching the TikTok, got hands on Facebook too. Use social as the weapon now to shape minds and turn crews on you. You call it out, show the ugly they put out, and boom, you get flagged. That's the trap, speak truth, and they bury you under the flag. So verse 5 says it clear who they fear and why they fight. Cause when the chosen wake and name the game, it kills their hold on the night.
Yeah. Lions is in the building. Get out your feelings.